allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Almighty and everlasting God, who presides over all things in heaven and earth, come and preside over these deliberations, so that those that make the decisions may be guided by your wisdom.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the August 14th meeting of City Council. Will the clerk call the roll?
Mr. Barrett?
Here.
Mr. Belishko? Here. Mr. Mirren? Here. Mrs. McClay?
Here.
Mr. Brooks?
Here.
Also in attendance is Mayor George Brown, Controller Tony Thomas, Administrator Charlie McCormick, City Attorney Tim Henry, Assistant City Clerk Tracy Smith. Good evening. Welcome to tonight's regular session of City Council. Please turn off all cell phones. The following are examples of some important council rules. They are not intended to be a complete list. Please adhere as closely as possible to the 5-minute speaker presentation time limit. No persons are allowed to address council from beyond the rail, except the speaker at the dais who has the floor. The chairperson shall preserve order and decorum and prevent attacks on personalities. The chairperson shall determine all points of order. No person except city officers or their representatives shall be permitted within the rail during any meeting without the express permission of council. Council kindly asks that the public please vacate the building within 10 minutes after the meeting adjourns. And finally, when members of the administration are speaking, please stand up and speak into the microphone.
Thank you. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I just wanted to make one announcement. The request for the feasibility study for the placement of the stop sign at West Beatty and St. Clair Street is being removed from the agenda.
So that means we have 5. So we have five resolutions on the agenda. One ordinance, also the ordinance or the application for the liquor license. If anyone here is to speak on the liquor license on the convenience store on Scott Street, that has been removed. So there's 5 items on the resolution and 1 ordinance. Anyone here to speak on pending legislation? Those 5 resolutions or 1 ordinance?
Point of order.
Mr. Carr, go ahead.
Yeah,
Please state your name. Please state your name.
Jason Carr, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Point of order. On Tuesday during the work session, was the risk strategies item discussed? It wasn't listed on the work session.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
It was an amended, there was an amended agenda posted online.
When was it posted?
Tuesday.
Because it's still not there.
Probably
Tuesday.
Tuesday. It's
I'm going to
there.
look for it right now.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone like to speak on pending legislation, the 5 items on the agenda and the ordinance?
Angel Mathis, Wilkes-Barre. If you can, urging Senator McCormick, Fetterman, and Bresnahan to do something for the people, good luck. I urge you guys to pass it, hands down, the little bit that, that the taxpayers pay for, they should be able to get some benefits instead of paying $3 million for Trump to go golfing every weekend. So please, pass that. I'm a little confused with the temporary suspension of the hours of the city parks. Is it all the parks or is it just certain parks? And that's it.
It's just the park where the night golfing event will be held, so that would be the Hollenbeck Golf Course.
Okay.
Thank you. Anyone else on pending legislation? Mr. Troy.
Well, just Sam Troy. Just 1 or 2 items on as far as the replacement of the generator goes. Number 5. I assume the present situation involves a generator that's not working or needs to be replaced. And where is the amount of money going to come out of the general fund, or is there a special fund for that, or is there a grant involved? 135. I mean, if it's needed, it's needed. But I'm just saying $135,000 is not a small amount of change. And then on the insurance package, which I guess is legitimately on the agenda, this seems quite a package, and I just wondered if this represents, or mayor knows, or anybody knows, this $1 million sum represents an increase over last year. And this is to Joyce, right? Related to Joyce Insurance?
Or strategy.
Doesn't say.
Risk strategy.
Risk strategies. So was this, is it incumbent to, on council and the mayor to perhaps put this out for bid? I mean, is it ever put out for bid, or, this is the same company that the city deals with every year, I guess, right? Risk Strategy? Nobody knows? So, I mean, I think this, if anybody could tell me if this represents an increase in the premium from last year, and to what extent that is,
Right.
and why it's not being put out for bid. If, for some reason, Risk Strategies is the best alternative, then that's okay, but usually, I mean, even in the case of insurance, city puts things out for bid, right? That's basically all I have, thank you. I don't know if anybody can answer those questions.
So the answer to your question, Mr. Troy, the funding for the replacement of the project
Yeah,
for the police headquarters, that's coming out of the community block grant, not coming out of the general fund. Your question, or your answer to the question about Risk Strategies is the one who puts out the contracts or RFPs for grants. The increase in the total premium is around $80,000 over last year, but we have 14 new vehicles that are being insured on it, so that makes sense as well. Okay? Anyone else on pending legislation? Thank you.
Can I
Yes.
go on pending legislation? So on this risk strategies, I just have a few questions that, and I apologize, we didn't get the packet, but on here, we're insuring the bank building that we sold. We're also insuring the Norton building that we sold. Okay, so is that going to decrease our, I mean, that's, the bank building is a $459,000 insurance, so will that decrease our?
Should. Usually what happens is, I'm sorry. The usual process is if they have old outstanding buildings that have had something done previously, the premium will be adjusted.
Okay, because there's also, there's like 189 vehicles on here, and I did look through some of them, and some of them we no longer have. So, so when they do this, are they going and reviewing this ahead of time, or is this something that gets adjusted as we go along?
Adjusted as we go along because vehicles move in and out.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Next.
Okay, so now we'll need to make a motion and a second on the consent agenda, which is the resolutions and the minutes. Need a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Belishko,
Second.
second by Mr. Marin. Mr. Barrett?
Yes.
Mr. Belishko?
Yes.
Mr. Marin?
Yes.
Mrs. McClay?
Yes.
And Mr. Brooks?
Yes.
And then we have one ordinance, which is filed council number 5, which is amending Article 7 of Chapter 29, entitled Reserve Parking Program. I need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Barrett,
Second.
second by Mr. Marin. Mr. Barrett?
Yes.
Mr. Belishko?
Yes.
Mr. Marin?
Yes.
Mrs. McClay?
Yes.
And Mr. Brooks?
Yes. Council presentations, Councilman Belishko,
Nothing more from Tuesday. Thank you.
Councilman Barrett,
Same, nothing since Tuesday, sir.
Councilman Marin.
Yes, I just have one quick thing. I was driving here down by the CYC. I was wondering if we can get a sign there, like slow down, because there's a lot of kids getting in and out of cars there. So maybe like get a slow down children sign there possibly. I mean, it's a pretty busy street there, and there's a lot of cars going there, there's a lot of kids going in and out, so maybe looking forward, we can get that done. And that's all I have for today.
Councilwoman McClay?
Yep. So Miller Street in Miners Mills. I know I had brought this up before about the road and the sidewalks being repaired, and I was told that Plains handles from the railroad tracks up. So I contacted Plains about that, and they stated that they do not handle. Miller Street from the railroad track up. So that sidewalk is, I mean, the sidewalk's deplorable. I mean, it's probably a safety hazard as well as the road itself. Can we look at that? Thank you. And then I know we're going to be coming into grant season. So can we possibly look at applying for some grants to update the DPW? The garage doors, the rain gutters are falling off, just some of the,
We're in the process.
okay, all right,
We did secure it.
perfect. Yeah, I'd love to see the city apply for as many as we can. Thank you.
Thank you. And for me, Sam Troy, Helen Ralston, who turned 100 in the beginning of August. We did a resolution. Very rarely people turn 100 in the city of Wilkes-Barre. And we had a wonderful woman named Helen Ralston who just turned 100, and we did a resolution for her. And on behalf of Mr. Troy, I want to read a resolution, a tribute to Helen Ralston on her 100th birthday. We gather in celebration of a life that has graced our community with music, kindness, and an enduring devotion. Helen Bittler Ralston, turning 100 years young, is not only a centenarian, but a cornerstone of Wilkes-Barre's cultural and educational legacy. Born with a voice that could lift spirits and stir hearts, Helen pursued her passion for music at Wilkes College. Graduating in 1952, her performance, especially as the Mother Abbess in The Sound of Music, left an indelible mark on campus life. It is said that even the maintenance crew vied for a chance to clean Geis Hall just to hear her sing. Her voice was not just beautiful, it was magnetic. Helen's story is one also of love. At her senior dinner dance, she met George Ralston, a founding figure of Wilkes athletics and a man whose Southern charm matched her grace. Their marriage in 1956 began as a partnership that would shape the university and inspire generations. Together, they raised 4 sons, David, John, Thomas, and James, all proud Wilkes graduates, continuing the family legacy of service and scholarship. For nearly 75 years, Helen was the soloist at the First Presbyterian Church in downtown Wilkes-Barre, her voice a constant in times of joy and reflection. She taught voice lessons from her home and nurtured talent and confidence in countless students. Her influence extended far beyond the classroom and its sanctuary. It lives on in every note sung and touched in every life. In 2023, the Ralston family was honored by the President's Medal at the Wilkes University Founders Gala, a testament to nearly 80 years of dedication to Wilkes-Barre. The Ralston Athletic Complex stands as a living tribute to their impact, but Helen's true legacy is found in the hearts of those who know her. Helen Ralston's 100 years is not merely a measure of time. They are a symphony of love, leadership, and unwavering grace. Today, we celebrate not just her birthday, but the gift of her presence in her lives. Happy 100th, Helen. Your song continues. Thank you.
I read that.
Okay, public discussion. Jason Carr.
Hi, Jason Carr, Wilkes-Barre. I came today to speak about the disaster going on Horton Street. I called Andy Riley last week and spoke to him. He stated that I should ask the mayor whether the city is in negotiations with the city. He led me to believe that they are, but is the city actually right now in negotiations with the WVSA to lease or sell the sewer lines? I own 3 properties in between both subsidences. It's a very serious situation. State Farm just canceled my policy for 188 Horton Street because of the risks involved. Currently, right now, there are sidewalks falling into the hole, as well as telephone poles. I'd like to congratulate Mike Lombardo, mayor of Pittston. Brilliant move. He sold those sewer lines to Pennsylvania American Water for $26 million. I think everyone knows here on council, the public probably doesn't know, for decades, the sewer maintenance fee was used as a slush fund for the presiding mayor to sit and give out bonuses and pay raises to people. The money was never used for the sewer lines. It was always put in the general fund. That's a fact. And it's a disgrace what's going on right now. People are suffering. I have a tenant at 188 Horton Street who works at Popeyes for $11 an hour. She survives on 40 hours a week at $13 an hour, and she has sewage in her washing machine. And I asked a representative of the city yesterday on the street, I asked them, what do we do about the sewage in the washing machine? And they told me the city has to send a plumber down to see if the washing machine will still work. Now you tell me if someone's bowel movements are in your washing machine, if you want to use that again. And that's what if you want to call me, and I don't want to embarrass him, and I won't use his name, but if you want to call me and ask me who told me that, please feel free to do so. It's a disgrace what's going on. The problem started 3 months ago, and the situation now is worse than it was 3 months ago. 5 years ago, my sewer line was blocked, running from 188 Horton Street out to Horton Street. 3 companies came out to try to open up the sewer line. They couldn't open it. The city knew 5 years ago that there were major problems, and it's just not my property. 5 years ago, houses up and down the line were affected, and the city ignored it until it came to this point. Absolute disgrace. Complete mismanagement. We have a councilman that's on the Washington Valley Sanitary Authority, and he does nothing. He says nothing. He doesn't visit the site. He didn't go to the secret meeting that the mayor had at Chrisnick's.
Mr. Carr, no attacking a city council person.
That's not attacking, Tony. I'm speaking. How is that an attack?
It is.
You tell me what he has done.
Talk to all of council.
I'm talking to you. No.
Talk to all of council, Mr. Carr.
I'm talking to you, the chairperson.
Talk to all of council, Mr. Carr.
I'm not allowed to talk to all the council. I'm allowed to talk to you as the chairperson.
You're supposed to address council.
You address council.
Why hasn't the mayor asked for a state of emergency? Why hasn't the mayor called Josh Shapiro? Why hasn't the mayor called FEMA? Why hasn't the mayor called President Trump? Why not? What is going on? You didn't even have enough money to make the repair. You had to go crawling to that guy who's the manager of Luzerne County for $500,000. What type of financial assistance is there for the people on that street who have to now use laundromats, council? Tell me, you sit here and you say nothing, you ignore it, like it's not happening. There are major problems down there. And can we have any feedback from anybody?
I'll give feedback to everyone here that's interested, not just to Mr. Carr, who's made some statements that are not exactly correct. Folks, those of you that might be here from Horton Street, first of all, months ago, we ordered a special liner for the sewer line that goes along Horton Street. We knew the sewer line had major issues. It's a new development that we have, and we were going to line the sewer system with this new development, and we had to order the parts for that. We're ready to go. We had the money allocated for that, $600,000, to actually line the sewer lines all of Horton Street. Ordered the parts. There was a 5 to 6 week waiting period for the parts. In the meantime, on June 25th, we had the first sinkhole. Okay? started repairing that. Because of that, we had several hundred tons of residue inside the sewer line that had to be cleaned out. Took several weeks with Mr. Stell to clean out the sewer lines. They were eventually cleaned out. We didn't have a secret meeting at Chris Nick's. There was about 100 people at that meeting, so it was secret. I don't know how about 100 people got the word. Mr. Carr, if you didn't get the word, I can't help that. Maybe you were in South Carolina or someplace. I don't know. It's not my business. I don't really care where.
No, you handed out
wait.
flyers specifically to
Excuse me.
Hey, stop it.
That's what you did.
Hey,
Don't raise your voice to me.
I'll raise my voice to you. Yes, I will.
Wrong.
You're wrong.
That's wrong.
Go on, Mr. Mayor.
I can continue. It doesn't really matter if Mr. Carr's here or not. But anyway, folks, just so you know, we did have a meeting. It was very well received, the meeting. We also had, my staff was there. We had the engineer for the city was there. We had the Pennsylvania American Water Company there. Pennsylvania Gas and Water Company was there. The Sanitary Authority was there. Rob Stella was there, our contractor. Mike Amato was there, our engineer. All these people were there, and they were given time to talk to the people that were in attendance, okay? And the meeting lasted several hours. Anyway, we explained the situation to those that were living on Horton Street. There was a person that said, Mayor, I don't have gas right now, and the gas company was going to meet with that parent, that husband and wife and whoever children were living with them, meet with them personally after the meeting and discuss what options were available to them. There was one house that didn't have gas. After that meeting, we made sure that everyone knew what was happening. Continued to work. We had a second sinkhole. I wanted to let you know that as of before yesterday's rainstorm, we were a week and a half away from finishing that job. A week and a half away. So it's not that we were not doing anything. They were working continually on that. Everyone I just mentioned, from the Sanitary Authority to our engineers to our contractors, were working, clearing out the debris in the sewer line, scoping the sewer line with cameras, also fixing the stormwater line. That's what we've been doing for the last several weeks. And we were a week and a half away from buttoning up that job, and then we would turn it over to the gas company and the water company to do their repairs, and then cover the road over and seal that road so that people could have a way to get down Horton Street. That's what happened. Yesterday's storm, Tony, I'm sorry for taking so long, but it's important for the people here to hear this. After the storm, we started getting an abundance of residue coming from up upon Wilkes-Barre Township, that area, working all the way down. The stormwater was flushing through those pipes, okay? Also, sewage was coming through. We're adapting to cleaning that out. We're going to go back to what we were doing yesterday before the storm, and making sure that the precautions are made before we turn it over to the gas and water company so that they can do their repairs. The other thing we're doing is we are still going to reline the sewer lines on Horton Street. So once it's buttoned up, we will do that from manhole to manhole, and that's how they insert these. They put it inside the line, ultraviolet light hardens it up to a very hard material, and the sewer lines will be actually coated with an interior coating that will flow freely. So that's what we have going on Horton Street, okay? Just so you know, folks, it has not been just put on the wayside like some people may think or say. There's a continual effort, and the reason I had the meeting with the residents of Horton Street, because I felt it was necessary for them to know what was going on. It wasn't fair for them not to understand what was going on. That street is also on the list. It's a PennDOT road as part of Blackman Street, turns into Horton. That is being repaved by PennDOT from Blackman Street all the way down through Horton to Cary Avenue. They're going to have a newly paved road. Last night, I was there late, making sure that, and Bob, you were there, and we were making sure that everything was buttoned up before we left. Houses were pumped out. Our guys did a great job. DPW did an amazing job yesterday. Fire department, police department, they were all working together. So yes, we had an unfortunate situation. We got a lot of rain in a short period of time, and that just messed up the job. But folks, that would have been buttoned up in a week and a half. So I hope I answered your questions.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Next, Dimitri Petitas. State your name for the record, please.
Yes. Dimitri Petitsis of Mountaintop, Pennsylvania, Luzerne County here. Thank you for this opportunity to speak with you. And again, amidst all the competing priorities, I have taken it very seriously. And this is my second meeting I've attended. Really want to thank Catherine for making sure I was on the agenda here and be able to share our intent. I'm a Greek American. My wife and I are the owners of the Greek Shack. We have 2 brick and mortar restaurants and a food truck in Luzerne County. Go as far as State College, as far east as Stroudsburg, north to Dallas, down to Lehigh Valley. We have 5 sons, and we're also very active churchgoers in the Greek Orthodox Church. My father's a Greek Orthodox priest. My mother, God rest her soul, was his priest's wife. And the good news is that we love where we live. We're very committed to seeing the success of our business and our family and our community. And that spirit is how I'm presenting myself, including also being a fan of The Sound of Music and Helen Ralston. So good to be here today. I'll share with you that if you've probably seen it, but on 591 North Main Street, there's the historic and holy shrine of the Holy Resurrection Church. It's a Greek Orthodox church built in 1892 by Father Alexis Toth. And that name is significant. He came from Ukraine. You can visit his relics at St. Tikhon's Monastery. I believe it's the first in the country. To this day, it's enshrined there, and I think it's probably one of the best kept secrets in this area. His body is incorrupt, for whatever that means to you. But for that community, it's a significant pearl that's here in our city, here in this county. And that church was founded by him in 1892. For 133 years, it served the needs spiritually, materially, emotionally, mentally of the community here. And there's been tens of thousands over that 133 years of people that have worshiped there, have visited there, have supported it. The blood, sweat, and tears to build something so magnificent. If you step underneath the dome, it's like a Goodyear blimp descended above you, but it's adorned in Byzantine icons that are probably, if we could find the legacy of the artist who did them, would be a priceless piece to try to replicate. Some in the document there that Catherine was so kind to provide, you'll see the mural that's on the wall there of the Pantocrator, that's the Christ the Savior in the center. And then you can see the outside of the church. And it's maybe a stone's throw away from the Wilkes-Barre Hospital. 3 of my 5 sons were all born there. And it came to our attention that in this May, and you'll see the timeline there, and you can reference it later, but I'll walk you through it, that the church had gone for sale. It had been posted for sale over between September of 2024 and May of 2025. It's not clear to me exactly when it was listed. But due to the reason that the parish opted to close the building because of declining membership, and also that they were concerned about the stability of the dome, that there was a leak there. And on May the 6th, which happens also to be the feast day of this Saint Father Alexis, I was brought to my attention that this church was for sale for $300,000. Comes with a parish house, a lot next door to it that's for parking. And it just so happens that my brother and I 20 years ago started a nonprofit youth organization that restores churches. We've done everything from bell towers to examining foundations, and this gentleman, Joe Mazzell, lives in Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania, has sat on our board as well. We were very interested in the building as a holy place in of itself, but we wanted to go there and tour it, and that we did, only to find that there weren't birds flying through the dome, but rather any water stains that were there were old, and you can remember the very wet May and June we had. Nothing was active. But the diocese that owns the church, after we made an offer to buy it and restore it at our own expense and maintain it as a sacred shrine, It's fallen on deaf ears. They're committed to demolishing the church after 133 years of its use here in the community. And that to us just seems unacceptable. And we're confused by the situation, and spoken with a lot of support here from the local leadership, and Mayor Brown and Tony Brooks took time with me as well. And I'm legally, I don't have an injunction or something like that to present you, although I wish I could. But from a public appeal point of view, that's why I'm here tonight. And at the bottom of that document is some contact information to ask you to urge you to reach out to this diocese, that they, if not sell it to us, to someone else that will restore it and preserve it as the sacred place it is. So thank you for your time.
Dimitri, it's on the market now? Or
They removed it from the market.
And what was it, how much was it on the market for?
It was listed for $300,000. They had an offer from a Baptist organization that was committed to demolish it for $150,000.
Right.
They countered with $200,000, and they came to an impasse. We came in during that negotiation, offered $200,000 to restore it, preserve it on expense, take it as is condition, and we're prepared to give them the $300,000 if they want it. But you know, again, as a husband, as a father, as a churchgoer, as a American, you know, we live in a free country. I've been to the Holy Land 7 times in my life, and in that place, I would expect a bulldozer to strike down something so historic without notice, without resolution. But in this case, it just seems like just a total loss to see that happen without doing our best as a community to say this just can't happen. You know, we wake up tomorrow and this historic site is gone.
As you know, I sympathize with you completely.
Thank you.
Stewardship is a Christian concept, even beyond Christianity. I'm glad you gave me the number here. I will also call the bishop. What's your bishop's name?
His name is Metropolitan Mark. Metropolitan Mark.
And he's in Bath?
Bath, Pennsylvania,
right.
yes.
Okay. All right.
I'm told he might be more easy to reach via email, but, you know, he's traveling or whatnot, but yes.
Thank you for mentioning Saint Alexis Toth. I think very few people know that there are an Orthodox saint from Wilkes-Barre. There's also an Episcopal saint from Wilkes-Barre. There's 2 saints from Wilkes-Barre that are remembered always in the church calendar, and I think it's unbelievably important to remember his legacy and what he has done for Wilkes-Barre and that particular congregation. So I know I will try everything I can to help you. I will try to contact this Bishop Mark as well, and we'll see what happens. But
thank you very much.
Thank you so much for offering the money and your concern and love and devotion for this church.
Thank you.
Mr. Wallace.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Brooks, Mr. Mayor, city officials, councilors, and welcome guests. I'm Eugene Francis Wallace. I live at Valley View Terrace, and I've got like 3 issues that are concerned to me as a good citizen. The first one, I'd like to thank you, appreciate you, Chair Brooks, for giving me the information about the committee, the traffic committee. And I did go to the meeting, I did talk to people. I was concerned about the junction between High Street and Dana Street. There's 2 stop signs, one north and south. There's none going west. I think there should be a stop sign there. Why? Because they seem like they barrel down that way. So that's important that we get that. So the lady at with the council there said they handle it, not the city council. So, right. You know, so I mean, I'll be checking on it because I passed that way. Okay. The second thing I have, I should have enough time. Second thing I have is I did write a letter to Mr. Carroll at the State House, or at the PennDOT, and he forwarded that letter to Dunmore, and and he said that there, and it's right here, so I'll leave it. I don't need it. He said that Wilkes-Barre's got like It's right here. You could read it. I don't want to insult your intelligence by reading it here for you, but you could read it and look into it. So I guess that's the one on that one. Here it is. Okay, thank you. All right. And I think with PennDOT, it'd be a good idea if, in addition to what they're supposed to do this year, that they'd also from Market Street going north on North Penn, be a good idea to have that paved or blacktopped. I mean, I think that would be appropriate. So, all right, that's number 2. My last one was I went down to the public library, and you know, I did go there when I was a kid and going to sister school and such, and I did see that the water fountain is out of order, and according to Rep. Pashinsky's office, Pennsylvania has $11 billion surplus. Now, I know there are 67 counties in the Commonwealth, and you know, but maybe you could talk to Mr. Pashinsky. Yeah, Mr. Pashinsky, and see if he could get a grant to get some money to fix that water fountain, or Senator Flynn, because he does cover Wilkes-Barre, as far as I know. If you could do that, I think that would be great, because we all know that water is life. 70% of our bodies is water, and we could live a long time not eating, but 5 days if we don't drink water. So I appreciate if you could do it. Now, if you're going to tell me that you can't do it and it's the county's job, then maybe I got to go to the county and ask them to take care of it. So that's all I have, and I appreciate your time, and go Wolfpack.
Right. Mr. Wallace, continue to follow up with the traffic committee about High Street. Okay.
All right, I will.
All right, thank you, sir. Beth Ann McIntosh? Was that right?
McTavish.
McTavish, I know, I looked at it afterwards, thank you.
Good afternoon, Mayor and City
Thank you.
Council, and thank you for allowing me to speak. I live on 82 Darling Street on the one-way. On or about July the 11th, 2025, a downpour occurred during the early morning hours, of which I received no forewarning. This time, my car was completely flooded due to stormwater sewage basin overflow. The insurance company totaled my car. The electronic components were completely destroyed. This is not the first time a backup of this nature occurred. This is an ongoing problem for the past 30 years, to which I can't seem to get a resolution. Why can't I park in front of my house? Do you park in front of yours? Do you have to move your car every time the weatherman says downpour or the forecast is heavy rain? I have been dealing with this inconvenience for the past 30 years, and I am not the only one to have my car flooded. I have repeatedly called DPW only to never be acknowledged or have a message returned. On a very rare occasion, when I do get through, I got, quote, yada, yada, yada. I don't want to hear the speech, unquote. The following day, I drove the car, still filled with sewage, to the Wilkes-Barre City Garage. I introduced myself as yada, yada, yada from 82 Darling Street. The workers replied, now we can put a face to the calls we get concerning the storm drain. You are our sweetheart. Every time it rains or the weatherman says downpour, I must move my car. I should not have to do that. If the drain were properly maintained and cleaned, the backup may not happen. Another problem exists because there are no additional smaller drains on the one-way part of Darling Street. The brunt of the rain rushes from the following sources: River Street down Brick the two-way part of Darling from the new housing on Courtright, from North Street and Tank Hill, and ends up in that sewer drain. The DPW admitted to me that smaller drains would be a resolution to the problem, but never installed them. On July the 25th, this year, I again drove to the city garage and met by chance with Dave Lewis. I explained to him the problem with the drain. He said he would meet me in front of my house to assess the problem. I am still waiting.
There's the pictures.
In the winter, the water still flows from Tank Hill and freezes over itself, which creates an iceberg of at least 12 inches high along the entire right-hand side of the one-way section of Darling Street from St. John's Cemetery to 82 Darling, and creates an impasse to traffic. I have called the city repeatedly and finally called 911 more than once to have that problem cleared up. Last year, they did come up and push the ice and accumulated snow down into the sewer drain, blocking it up entirely. When intermittent thaws occurred, my car was frozen in place due to the drainage. In addition, an ice pond formed by the stop sign due to the backup, and motorists could not stop because of sliding through the stop sign. I should not have to go out and try to shovel that frozen iceberg every winter. The drain did not thaw out until May, and then the rains came. Furthermore, because the pipes in the sewage drain become frozen, I must run my water in my house at a steady stream during the months of November through April, which adds to my water bill because my pipes in my house freeze. In conclusion, the sewage drain extending across the length of the one-way position of Darling Street needs to be cleaned and properly maintained on a regular basis. Additionally, at least 3 smaller storage drains need installation at the points of Tank Hill and St. John's Cemetery, the entrance to the one-way portion of Darling Street coming from North Street, and along the residential portion of Darling Street. I had to purchase another car and incur an unwarranted expense. I was perfectly happy with my former car, and it only had 59,000 miles on it. Am I supposed to put this car up on stilts? Wherefore, I demand that the sewage drain in front of my premises at 82 Darling Street, Wilkes-Barre, receive cleaning service on a regular schedule at least twice yearly unless otherwise necessary, and at least 3 smaller drains be installed on the one-way part of Darling for relief of stormwater runoff, and that I get reimbursed for the total loss of my 2013 Hyundai and the purchase of my 2025 Hyundai as follows: $25,554.32 less the total loss of $7,074.78 after the deductible of $500 for a total amount of $18,479.54. If no action is taken, I will contact the local TV stations and post social media. Thank you.
Thank you, Beth. I am so sorry this has happened to you. Do you have any response?
I just received the picture, so I'll review the issue with DPW. I know that drain has been cleaned several times, at least during my time here, okay, not as often as you were asking. The issue of the other side obviously is an engineering issue and a very costly expense, so we have to check that. I would suggest that if you get your paperwork together that you submitted to your insurance company, et cetera, and submit it to the solicitor's office, they'll review it in relation to the legality.
I did that, and the damage to my car was $17,360.
No, I understand that, ma'am, but we need the original documentation so the solicitor's office can review it. And if the insurance company has refunded you in any way.
They gave me the $7,700.
Okay, well, that's the type of information. But if you submit all of that to the solicitor's office, then they can review it, and that's only to review. But you're raising various legal issues, so I really don't want to comment at a public meeting about that. So,
okay.
But if you submit the documents, the solicitor's office will get back to you with the city's position on that.
Okay, and just so you know, the weather report tonight is thunderstorms, so I have to park all the way up the street.
Ma'am, if you will. Mike Belishko, I'm a representative for the city and representative sanitary authority. Now, the 82 Darling, that's front of your house is the catch basin?
Yes.
Now, are you saying it's blocked? They see Charlie just mentioned that it's been cleaned several times. I can easily get it cleaned for you, if that would save.
It's not enough.
It's
not enough.
More sewer lines.
You need more catch basins.
Yes, that's a
See, it comes all the
problem.
way down to the end of her street.
Yeah,
And she parks there. Matter of fact, if you send a cop there, they'll get their quota of people don't stop at the stop.
But there's only one there?
That's
Only
it,
one.
the only one
That's
drain
it.
right in front of her house. I got
That's it.
pictures of it.
Street.
That's it,
There it is.
Oh, it runs across the street.
yes.
Yeah, it goes right
So it's on the
across.
bottom.
The water comes right down to her, and that's
Everything
fortunately,
descends and converges
there's where she
there,
parks, right in
Yep.
front of it.
right in front
The
of my
drain's right in
house.
front of her car, and that's her handicap place. And we
You
did go
just can't
down,
handle the volume, I guess, is what you're saying.
we went down to the garage, a city garage, a guy made a
Yeah.
fool out of her down there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, thank God I have a good temper, because he sat there and he said, oh, now I could put the face on this lady that calls me all the time, like real sarcastic, and the other
Yeah.
guy said,
He called me his sweetheart.
yeah, it's her
Yeah.
sweetheart. You gonna buy her car, sweetheart? That's what I felt like telling him.
You know, right now, that
We
drain
went
is
down there
filled
to show
with
him the
mud.
water, it was still at the top of the seat.
Yeah.
And thank God I have a guy that
I have
does
pictures.
detailing. He did detail it, he said, Anthony, I can't do much with this car, it's done. He said, all the electrical under the seat is shot. And then he charged her, but he said, I only
Under
charge
the-
her
Under
$100.
the seat.
Yeah.
Under the seat.
Yeah, it went right up to the seat.
Control modules, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, threw everything off.
Everything. I couldn't even take the car back, because if I did that after they totaled it, I wouldn't be allowed to get insurance.
See, it is,
I
could
can't
see
drive
where-
a car without insurance.
she has to move the car every time it rains
Yep.
now.
Yep.
Okay.
And she said, what am I supposed to stay awake to make sure I move the
Yes.
car when it rains?
And that's how I missed it that night. I didn't hear it raining, and there was no forecast.
Okay. All right,
Sorry.
thank you, please.
Thank you.
Yep, please send the information to our city attorney, we'll figure out what we can do. Thank you. Virginia Thomas?
Hi, I'm Virginia Thomas. I live at 235 Dana Street in Wilkes-Barre. I spoke with you on the phone finally last week. I'm calling with regards to the section of Dana Street between Hazel and Park. It just recently, well, it started in June. They replaced, the gas company came through and did stuff, then the water company came through and put new pipes in and everything, and we were waiting for it to come back and be paved. It has not been paved, they've not been back. The street is a disaster, and now after the rain the other day, it's all gullies and divots, and the only good thing about it is that it stopped, they treat that section of Dana between Hazel and Park like a freeway. They come off of Hazel and they fly up to Dana, up to Park Avenue. Well, the bumps and the holes and everything else have slowed them down, but there is a piece of pipe right at the intersection where Hickory Street comes in. Onto Dana, there's a big divot out of the patch that they put on there, and there's a piece of pipe sticking up out of the road. So now when they come down the street off of Hazel, they're veering over this way at the last minute when they see that pipe, and they're gonna wipe out my car or the car from the house next door to me. So that's really bad. Day before yesterday, there was somebody out there marking new lines. And I asked him, I said, are they coming back here to finish this? And he said, yeah, they're gonna do restorative work. What does that mean? It's ridiculous. I called the mayor's office in the beginning about this, and I was told that the mayor's office isn't responsible for, how did they put it? Overseeing the contractors. That's up to the utilities. I called the water company. The girl told me, well, is this an emergency? I said, there is a piece of pipe sticking up out of the road. If you don't think that's an emergency, I don't know what is. Never saw anybody, never heard from anybody. Then I finally connected with Mr. Brooks, and he went down, or came up and went down the street, and he agreed that it's in bad shape. I will never, ever, even with power washing, get the front of my house or my porch clean. It is so filthy, dirty with dust. There's pebbles flying up out of the street when the cars come down there. It's ridiculous. They should not be allowed to get away with this. Why does it take, this started in June. We're now into the middle of August. the work's been done. Why hasn't it been repaved? Why isn't it taken care of? It's ridiculous. You can't sit out on the porch if it's nice out. It's just, it needs to be taken care of. Something needs to be done.
Virginia,
your time.
is that pipe still there? This is Hickory and Dana. It's still there.
Right at the intersection. Well, you saw it when you came up, right?
I know,
You
yeah.
said you took pictures of it.
I took pictures of it, yeah.
I mentioned it to the guy that was doing the lines.
Right.
And he said, oh, that's a drain thing. Like, I don't think he knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
And the problem, when these guys are all there doing their work, you ask them a question, and none of them seems to know what the right hand doesn't know what the left hand's doing. We never know if it's okay to park the car in front of the house, or do I have to park up on Park Ave because I have to be able to get out of the neighborhood to go to appointments. Or I have an 85-year-old cousin that's losing her sight. I have to take her to appointments. I have to be able to get in and out of the neighborhood without a whole lot of problems, and it's not happening.
Excuse me, may I speak?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my sister lives on that street as well, and I was just there yesterday, and I'd have it's a mess there. There's rocks everywhere, there's divots, they did a poor job, the contractors, they did.
Yeah.
And I'll attest to that. It's been an issue, like you said, for months now.
It is, it's ridiculous, and you try to call the utilities. I'm thinking more water because the gas problem was done, and then the water company came in and said, the last one's working. So it's got to be their problem. But this is our city. These are our streets. Why aren't we watching out for what's being done by the utilities?
You know, Virginia,
Something's not right.
what's astonishing to me is these utilities have million-dollar public relations departments, and they should be able to answer your question at any time.
Nope.
And they should come to you, and they should be more proactive. And I know it's astonishing that they don't. And
Yeah,
they're
they don't.
billion-dollar
I
corporations.
just got my water bill, and my water bill went up.
Right.
All new pipes in there, but you can't drive down the street.
No, you should
Something's
deserve,
not right.
you deserve an answer from these utility companies. Mr. McCormick?
The reason they were out marking it is on your phone call up to the mayor's office, we contacted the water company. That's why they were out on Monday. It was last week we contacted them.
Oh, I
We've been-
contacted the mayor's office a while ago.
Well, I just know that you contacted,
Okay.
like last week, I think it was. If I remember correctly, I don't exactly know which day. Because
Okay.
I was told about it, contacted the water company. That's why they're up this week. Secondly, the problem up in that area, from what I understand from both utilities, are the gas company came through first, the water
Right.
company was the second. That usually is a problem almost all the time when you have big repairs on big streets. They got to wait for both the utilities go. So they're not on top of each other, and there's all sorts of complications. So that's a fairly standard. Now, what isn't standard is they should have been restored by now. My understanding from the utility companies are that the restorative contractors, the contractor that was retained by the utility company for that restoration work had done very poor work in various communities, including the city, and we had to pull their license because they weren't doing proper work. So I think some of the restoration delay is involved in the utility companies getting another contractor who'd have enough equipment, et cetera, that'd be free enough. So I know they're on it. I will again call them tomorrow to reiterate the urgency of at least partially restoring that road and the urgency of getting it done.
Yeah,
So-
if you've been up that street, you know what it's like.
Yeah,
It's
I-
ridiculous.
I went up there, I know. So I just want you to understand, we're on it. We've been on it for about a week since I knew about it. And I tried to give you the background so you know what the problem is and the time element.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
So I have a question on that, Charlie. This seems to be, we're always seem to have this problem when the water company, the gas company are doing their work in the city. Can we implement something when, do they come to us for a permit when they're doing work? Before they do the work in the
In
city?
the road, yes.
Can we implement where they, they tell us, oh, hey, we're doing the work in June, it's going to be completed by August? Or,
Well, they do,
heavily fining them
they
because-
do that, they do say that, okay? We
Yeah.
do meet with them. They'll meet with us once, those large lists we'll have, okay? But again, what happens then is, when do they get it? Coordinating between them. These type of issues always come up. The other problem on that is, that there are a lot of other issues that they do for the people. So you can't shut them down totally because some people need the services, et cetera.
Right.
So it's a very complicated, problematic issue. There's no real great solution other than the utility people being cooperative. I found them more cooperative this year than previous couple of years, but we've been on them and we will continue to be on them.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Liz Burrell?
Too much kayaking over the weekend, sitting at my desk for work, so. And I'm going to try to not get emotional as I read this. I probably won't be successful. So my name is Liz Perella, and I live at 415 North Washington Street. Wilkes-Barre City Council members and Mayor Brown, thank you for the opportunity to speak today. I wish I had done so sooner. And this probably won't be the last meeting you'll see me at. My hope is that you all truly want what is best for all residents of our city, and you'll take what I have to say to heart and take action to help. City Council is my last desperate hope that something can be done. I'm sorry. To help me and the other homeowners who live in the 300 and 400 block of North Washington Street. The problem property I'm referring to, and Mayor Brown, I know you're going to know what I'm talking about when I say this, is a rental double block at 416, 418 North Washington Street, which happens to be directly across the street from my home, which I own. I've brought pictures for you. That's that massive bundle that's in front of someone that will demonstrate some of what I'm here to talk about. I've brought these issues to Chief Coffey, to Lieutenant Sheridan, to the Health Department, and to Mayor Brown in the form of copied messages. I provided video evidence of what I believe to be drug transactions to Wilkes-Barre Police Officer Rennick in 2024. I've reached out to Luzerne County Children and Youth, which I know isn't this meeting, but I just want to tell you what I've done, on 4 separate occasions and never received a call back. Wilkes-Barre Police Officer Hartman was at my home in response to a property damage incident in April of this year, and I've lost count of the number of calls I've made to 911 regarding this property. I've been assured by the Health Department that both the property owner and the tenants have been cited and/or fined on multiple occasions for violations, but nothing changes. You'll see in the pictures that I gave you that there's constantly trash and garbage and detritus and liquor bottles all over. Also, I don't believe that the property has been inspected per the requirements set forth in the city's ordinance. If it has been, I would like to receive confirmation that the building and the grounds passed both health and safety inspections and when that inspection last occurred. Of greater concern to me are the suspected criminal activities that regularly occur on the premises. These include domestic violence, property damage, endangering the welfare of children, drug use and trafficking, gang activity, intimidation, trespassing, and the list goes on. I was informed by Wilkes-Barre PD that one of the residents of number 416 is, and I quote, on probation for a violent gang-related crime in New York. The entire department knows this guy. He's a bad dude, end quote. In my call with him last month, Lieutenant Sheridan validated my concerns that based on the things I've seen happening, there is gang and drug activity occurring at this property. I've never been a frightened person of anything, and my son is sitting there, and he'll tell you that. But now I'm just afraid pretty much all of the time. I don't sit on my deck or on my front steps. I lock my door even when I leave to get something out of my car. At night when it's time to go to bed, I actually barricade my bedroom door because my bedroom is on the first floor, and I keep my legally obtained handgun close at hand near my bed while I sleep. I don't open windows on cool evenings because there's no longer any peace on our block. I am well aware that this is absolutely insane behavior, and no one should have to live like this, especially not in this city. I've lost sleep, I've lost productivity at work, and I finally caved and decided to see a therapist because I've started having panic attacks about what is possibly happening at my house when I'm not there. The catalyst for my coming to this meeting occurred the night of August 2nd of this year. I called 911 to report trespassing and suspicious activity by a group of 10 people from this property. I'm sorry, thank you. After specifically requesting to remain anonymous during the 911 call, as I do every time, the 2 officers that responded to the call came to my front door immediately after speaking to the trespassers and in full view of all of them. They wanted to speak to me. They asked me if I would come outside. I said, no, I'm not speaking to you outside. You can come in. One of the officers, whose name I will share with you after the meeting if you do want to know, kept asking me, what crime did you see being committed? He belittled me with sarcasm, even going so far as to say, oh, so you think that people who own guns shouldn't be allowed to have children? I said, I own a gun and I raised 4. He intimidated me by threatening me with a false charge of misuse of the 911 system and acted in what I consider to be, and I know these are strong words, but I'm sorry, to be an insubordinate manner to his superiors by telling me multiple times that I can only call 911 when I see an actual crime being committed. This after I was specifically told by both Chief Coffey and Lieutenant Sheridan in phone calls to call 911 anytime I see any suspicious activity. Also, Councilman Brooks, I did watch the video of the June 12th council meeting, and at about 36 minutes into that meeting, you said the very same thing to an Academy Street resident who spoke at that meeting about loud music in her neighborhood. Your exact words were, call every time to build a database, and that's exactly what I was told by the chief and the lieutenant. I firmly believe that this officer's actions are the polar opposite of to protect and serve, and he has put me in danger of retaliation from these people across the street. After being threatened with the charges, I now experience tremendous fear about calling 911 when I see anything happening there, which is daily. I could go on, but I'm sure my time is close to being over. I was just going to put myself into debt that I can't afford and sell my cozy little house just to get out of this city. It's what lawyers, therapists, and friends tell me to do. But I don't understand why I should have to do that when I am not the one making life miserable for anyone. That's right. I'm so mad at myself. I swore I wasn't going to get like this. I just want someone to tell me what is going to be done about this property. And I would love for someone to answer the question, why does this absentee slumlord and his disrespectful criminal tenants seemingly have more rights than me and other law-abiding tax-paying citizens in this city? Thank you.
Liz, I'm very sorry this is happening to you. Thank you for coming in person. I know it's very, very difficult what you're going through. No one should live this way, and no police officer should treat you the way that they treat you as well. What I would like to see is the mayor and the police chief go visit this owner of this property, and I have to be careful what I have to say in public.
If you can find him, good luck. It's an LLC in the Poconos.
All right, that and also the current tenants. You should not be putting up with this whatsoever. I believe in a constitutional right of peace and privacy and quietness. Nobody should interrupt another neighbor. Nobody should be loud enough that their music or their sound or their arguments or whatever is interrupting your house. People should be unbelievably respectful of their neighbors. And we should demand this from every single person. Have manners, have respect, have love and respect for your neighbors. And this is a problem that is happening all over Wilkes-Barre right now.
I know it is.
A lack of respect. respect, a lack of love, a lack of respect in the dignity of human beings. We need to respect and love each other, and instead, people don't give I'm going to say it, shit.
They don't.
It is horrible of what some people do. The loud music that is played by cars that go up and down the streets is unbearable. They're selfish people. And the tenants that are living at 416 are unbelievably selfish, narcissistic assholes who have no respect for their neighbors. So I am hopeful that the mayor and the police chief will go visit this tenant, will visit the landlord, and help you solve this problem, because you deserve peace and quiet to live in your street on peace and quiet.
Yeah, you're welcome. Mayor Brown, honestly, I'd love for you to come and
Yes.
I walk my dogs 3 times a day because I don't have a yard, so I'd love for you to come and walk the dogs with me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please don't speak for me. Liz, I do remember talking to you on the phone. Can you hear me okay? And I do remember speaking to the chief about this, but let's do this. Let's take this a step further. If your husband would like to meet with myself and Chief Coffey.
No husband, just me. That's my son.
Okay, the gentleman with you.
It's my son.
If you want, we'll set up a time, you and I, the gentleman with you, we'll set up a meeting with Chief Coffey, but also I want Lieutenant Sheridan there, okay? And we can discuss this, and then we'll set up a plan. Now, there's a lot of stuff in here that you submitted, okay, that I think we have to be very careful.
We do need to be very careful. These people, we do need to be careful, with all due respect. They are dangerous people, and I have neighbors here who live, the lady with the black shirt lives right next door to me and sees it regularly. Jeanette in the dress lives further down the street.
I don't want to put you in a situation, okay? So that's why I'd rather meet with you and the chief, my office, or any place else that you want to meet, okay? Someplace other than City Hall, happy to do that.
Thank you.
But I want to be careful because of what you have here, okay? It's evidence, but also we have to make sure it's done the right way. Okay, so I don't want to jeopardize this, okay? I don't want to jeopardize. The way we're going to do this is the right way.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Please, give us an opportunity. I'm available as soon as tomorrow.
I'm happy to do that. I appreciate
The
it.
chief is available also. Okay, so let me do this. How about if we reach out to you tomorrow morning?
Sure. My contact information is at the bottom of the letter of the.
My sister's name is Tyler Ryan.
Tyler's, God bless him, he's gotten my forwarded emails.
Yeah. So I'll have my assistant reach out to you.
Sure,
Okay?
thank you.
We'll make sure the chief's available, and we'll set up a meeting. But I want to do this the right way.
I appreciate
I
that.
want to be careful, okay? Please.
Thank you.
And just so you know, I am your council person.
I just learned that, thank you, actually.
My cell phone is actually on the calendar, so you can call me. I do have other residents, like I have one on North Washington. She calls me when the music is blaring, and, you know, I go out, and I actually got that landlord's phone number, so I call him every time she calls me. So reach out to me anytime you want, and I would like to be included in that meeting if possible. Well, no, I probably don't want to be included in that meeting.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
I want this meeting between
okay.
a certain amount of people because of
Yeah.
all due respect to you.
Oh, no, I'm fine with that.
No, you're a wonderful, let me say this.
Liz?
You're a wonderful council
Thank
person.
you.
And you really care about the people.
I do.
But I want to make sure that the least amount of people involved with this is better.
Yeah.
Better for you. And Jessica, all due respect, you do a great job.
Thank
but
you.
For several reasons. I want to make sure it's just a limited amount of people.
Thank you. And
If you need
honestly,
anything, absolutely, you can reach out to me.
I appreciate that.
I
And if
actually
it were
live
just
on the
loud music, I'd probably be dancing a
I
jig.
agree.
I could probably deal with that.
I
It's,
agree, yeah.
The multitude of other, if we could get it down to loud music, that would
Yeah,
be
it's
wonderful.
the win right there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming, Liz.
Thank you.
And thank you, Mr. Brown, as well. Anthony
Castrine?
Castrine?
Yeah, I think I'll.
You're good?
Good. I don't have much more to say. Beth Ann probably said it all, what I was going to say, but
Right.
I'm just here to support her. I'm worried about the kids on the street. They don't stop at that stop sign right by her house. I sit on the porch and I watch them go through.
Okay.
She said they do that all the time. So,
Okay.
but she lost the car.
Thank you, Anthony.
Yep, thank you.
Dr. Reisinger? Hey, hey. Oh, don't fall.
Yeah, I'm here to just hand out some good information from the tourist agency. I bought a shirt there today, and Alan's a great guy. He really is.
Cool shirt. It's nice.
But I have the brochure open to Kirby Park, and it's interesting when you see the original design of Kirby Park, because Kirby Park is the landscaping for probably the most national powerful historic monument.
Go in front of the, there you go.
In the country to the veterans of World War I. And if you notice on that map that, you know, the park was designed to be an overflow channel, okay, to allow the water to flow through and take pressure off the South Wilkes-Barre curve, okay? And I had a friend of mine, Dave Philbin, who was a prep man who was in charge of all the mines involved in South Wilkes-Barre there. And I remember when Gordon Avenue was collapsing several years ago, and I called Dave Philbin. He was in charge of the mines there, and he said, Jerry, the river at 30 feet is going underneath the levee and flooding out all the underground mines there. Okay, and when I see all this settling in South Wilkes-Barre, Gordon Avenue there, and I think about the Olmsted design on how it was so important to prevent pressure on the South Wilkes-Barre curve where it broke during the flood, and my family lost everything in South Wilkes-Barre. It was a horrible situation. And so now what we have is an overgrown, dangerous mess headquarters in that park. Okay, this is the disgusting graffiti that's on the Memorial Bridge. Okay, it's a sacred meth hippie death camp. Okay, and it was in the hippie death camp 3 years ago where I went into that camp and tried to save 3 men's lives along with a pregnant lady who was living there, and they were distributing meth throughout the whole community. And I don't know how many times myself and my wife were threatened by these people in there. And she said, you have to be crazy for going in there. I said, there's a pregnant woman in there. You know, I said, and I went to the city many times, the Public Works Department, and I said, when are you going to come in and clean this place up? There was a man in a tent that had COVID for 3 days. I brought him soup and broth and everybody to keep him alive. And there were 2 elderly women there. It was just the most insane thing I've ever seen right in the heart of Wilkes-Barre. And so nobody came to clean it up. And when I asked Officer Sheridan, I said, how can we get a cleanup in there? He said, well, because of the crime and that history of crime in that park, I'd have to send in 3 officers to help with the cleanup. So they never came, okay? And that festered and stunk for the months and months and months. And finally, we had that area cleaned up. And so then they moved further down into the park, Edwardsville border with Wilkes-Barre, in this situation, okay, at that end of the park, these are all sacred water areas for the Haudenosaunee people. I have landscaping ideas of what we want to see in this park. And this is where that camp was. And this camp, they came and removed it, but there were children there too. And this is where there are 28 deer in the park, 28 deer, the population. Talk about ticks. This is where the deer bed down in this wet spring area. Plus you have mosquitoes breeding in here, down by the tennis courts. If you were to even go to watch tennis or even walk through that whole area, you're going to get attacked by mosquitoes that are breeding in dead carp. Okay, and the reason why there's a dead fish population is there because they're using Roundup to kill the knotweed that's in there. So you got this overgrown criminal habitat, which is a National Historic Site. Okay, I think Trump's doing a great job. I mean, coming in and cleaning up these sacred sites to our country. Okay, this is a sacred site to our country. This bridge is for the veterans of World War I, okay? And it's landscaped by a genius who did all of Washington, D.C. And we've allowed it to just be so decadent, it's unbelievable. Because I experience it every day. When we walk our dogs 5:30, 5:45 in the morning, there's meth dealers on e-bikes threatening my life. all the time. They'll zip by me and it's dangerous. And we want to clean up. The Haudenosaunee people, this property here is federally protected by the Canandaigua Treaty. It's still ours, okay? We don't like it, okay? And there's a program going on now with the West Side Riverfront Project to restore everything. But there's so much to do, it's incredible. We have a $70,000 plan that was funded by the county to do a Native American Historical Museum on the Riley property, which we want to do. But I can't get funding for it if we can't have this, okay?
Jerry, the graffiti that you just showed me, is that graffiti still there right now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we can take care of that.
What I want to know is how we can get a cleanup going in the park right away. And I'd like to get the sheriff's department in there with the work detail, like we did at Riverbend Park, and start cleaning it up tomorrow. Okay, because all the trails are overgrown. There's nobody patrolling it, and there's trees down everywhere.
So you have a whole group of volunteers that would do this?
No, we get the sheriff in there. You can't go in there without police protection.
Okay.
Because there's dangerous people in there.
Okay.
Every day. And I want the city to get connected with the sheriff's department and the work release program to clean it up immediately.
Okay.
And have a meeting. I mean, the disc golf guys want to go in and expand the golf from Nesbitt Park into this area. We want to join with that, okay? And make it happen, make it safe and clean finally.
Thank you, Jared.
Yep.
And I always appreciate your...
When can we have a meeting?
You can call me anytime.
No, I mean, I like to see the whole council go for a tour.
Okay, we'll arrange that. And
We'll
thank you
arrange
all.
that because I don't think anybody here on council's ever been through this park.
Oh, I have. I disc golf over there. Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess in the back.
How often do you go?
Yeah. Not too often this year, but I've been there a bunch of times. I've been there a few times this year. It's pretty bad shape in the back there.
It's very bad, and it's embarrassment to the city because it's a National Historic Site to veterans of World War I. It isn't just the bridge, it's the landscaping.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, like the picture. And that's what has to come back. If you want to prevent flooding in South Wilkes-Barre, Gordon Street, Horton Street, they're all going to sink because that river, I heard it from the Bureau of Mines years ago. That's why they designed that park to take pressure off that curve. And until we get that, this natural early insanity is killing the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry.
Yep.
Always appreciate your advocacy. Bob Kadabowski.
And do me a favor, please don't bang that so loud. You almost banged it as loud as Kathy Kane did to throw me out of here. So don't bang it too loud. I'll be short. You weren't here that night. She hit it so hard it flew off the table. Serious note, and I know that council people got this complaint from other people, and on my Facebook site, people are always complaining, when is something going to be done about all these electric bikes flying on the sidewalks and street? And something's got to be done. There was a person killed, I think, about a year and a half ago down off of Academy Street somewhere, and he got killed. But some innocent person something's going to happen to them. What I'd like to do, rather than go into this too much tonight, I'd like to get a meeting with you, the mayor, Chief Coffey, and Chief Delaney. We have a problem with with this sewer problem on Horton Street. As you know, I brought to your attention that Wilkes-Barre Township, they're trying to put a 1 million square foot building in up off of Johnson Street. And I believe I asked Mike about Mike, I'd like you at the meeting too, about how much sewage is going to come out of this building. And also, they're trying to put a 1 million square foot building up in Ashley. Now, I don't know if it's going to connect to that sewer line, but the sewer line down there can't take I think it's filled to capacity. And we just can't put any more sewage in it. And a 1 million square foot building is about 45 acres. When we ask them, what's going in there? We don't know. How many cars are going to be there? I don't know. How many trucks? I don't know. How many employees? I don't know. What's going in there? We don't know. But I think what we got to do is sit down, and maybe this council could write a letter to PennDOT, especially with the traffic. The traffic is going to be a real problem. As you know, if something serious happens in South Wilkes-Barre, they're going to go up Blackman Street. You can't get in and out of there now the way it is. It's multiple accidents constantly. There's constantly accidents up there. So if we could maybe sit down and have a meeting, maybe you could help by writing a letter to PennDOT to do, get another traffic study done up there, or to see what they're going to do in an emergency situation. I mean, almost every exit out of this city, except down by the Cross Valley, goes up onto Route 309. Cole Street, Blackman Street. We need something has to be done. And I know, Mike, I did mention to you about the flow. I guess they were working on it. But we need to do something up there, because you see that happen. I mean, I did a video on the work, and I thought the work was coming along good. I know they're working as hard as they could down on the street, and it looked real good yesterday, and then a disaster hit yesterday afternoon. And that's nature. But I don't know how much more that sewer line could take. And I remember a lady, when I was at Shields one day, when she found out how I was helping the people up in Wilkes-Barre Township fight the building, she said the people in South Wilkes-Barre were warned they can't keep developing up there, because what's going to happen on the right day, the right amount of, they could tell you about retention basins and stuff, but what happens when they go over? Blackman Street's constantly flooding, New Frederick Street's constantly flooding, and you seen what happened yesterday. It's nobody's fault. I mean, it just happened. But if we could get a meeting, and maybe the chief of police and the fire chief and the mayor's office and as council to find out what's going to happen up there. And what I'm saying is it's all true. And they haven't got it fully through yet. I mean, it's been going on for about 2.5 years, but we can't afford any more water flow down towards that area. And I mean, how many times has Solomon Creek almost come over in the last how many years? And I think in 21, I believe Goose Island got flooded out. Mm-hmm. So this is a serious issue. And I guess I have 51 seconds, unless you give me extra time like everybody else had here today. But
You have to cry,
oh, Lord, help me, Jesus. Oh, Jesus, help me. But to get on, to finish on the electric bike things, I don't know what could be done, but they're actually motorized vehicles. Mm-hmm. Electric car is a motorized vehicle, so an electric bike is a motorized vehicle.
So Bob, that is something that I am currently working on, so hopefully by, the end of September, we'll have something in place about, because everybody complains about the electric bikes.
Yep. I'd like
Myself included.
I'd like to get to know you better. Maybe we could go whitewater rafting with the lady. Can we go with you someday?
Good therapy.
But I'd appreciate if we have a meeting, because it's too long of a story to go into it here. Mm-hmm. And I know you just want to get out of here. And I'm out of time. Uh-oh.
Thank you, Bob.
Get ready, officer. But if we could work on it, I'd really appreciate it. It's a very serious situation, and I know how hard they're trying to get that Horton Street thing fixed.
Right. Thank you, Bob.
And Mayor, I want to key to the city for saying that nice things.
Thank you, Bob.
Bye.
Angel Mathis?
Angel Mathis, Wilkes-Barre. My mother is actually at another meeting, so she sent me to actually distribute this, which is, this as well, which is the Crime Watch schedule, because we are lacking council representatives at our meetings currently. And then the second is the chrysanthemum cell. So please, if you find it in your heart, please support the Crime Watch. And it's for all areas. Quite honestly, I feel blessed because, everyone had something serious. And with the bikes, I'm going to gloat and say, I told you so many years ago about the bikes on the sidewalks, because I saw this coming. The one thing I want to say, and she's actually not here, but I would like to thank Lisa and DPW for the new signs and the pothole filled on Cedar Lane, because the whole neighborhood is happy because we're not tearing up our cars, considering everything else is one way the same way. And it's another issue that I wasn't going to bring up, but yesterday we bought a new freezer because we're going to take advantage of the whites cleanup. And sewage is, with all the rain that happened yesterday, sewage comes up the pothole on Sherman, when you turn off, I want to say Casey, near Norm's, where we literally got a chance to use the Jeep the way you should, where we were like bogging all the water up, but it's like you see all the water, and then you see a bunch of brown stuff coming up through the manhole. Yes. So I wasn't going to bring that up, but it was a lot about sewers today. And parking, the parking in the city, especially in between Mayflower and Rolling Mill Hill, is becoming better, where we're not seeing as many people double parked in the no parking, parking with flashers in the traffic lanes. And, you know, the only problem we still have is that corner on Loomis, where I understand people would love to park in front of their houses, but they're parking on the corners. So it makes it still a dangerous place when you have two cars parked on both. Well, the one side is no parking, but the two cars on the two sides on Stanton, and then you have the two cars on the two sides of Loomis.
Right, okay.
Where, you know, somebody's car is absolutely, positively gonna get hit.
Is there yellow lines?
There are yellow lines, and they still park there
front of- okay.
because their houses are right there,
Right.
and they want to get out of their car and go into the house. And then the last thing, because my time is ticking down, the mobile unit is absolutely gorgeous. I went to farmer's market, had my blood pressure screening, and it's a great addition to the city. And Mayor, how are we doing on the Trump cuts? Because I know that was an issue they were concerned about because they have yet to get the flu vaccines.
Thank you, Angel.
Thank you.
All right. Any comments, any response? Okay.
I know you want to answer one. Let me answer the other one. Just so you folks know what Angel's talking about, the city took ownership of a 45-foot mobile
clinic.
It's actually a bus, but inside are 3 examination rooms. And we're working with the Geisinger School of Medicine residents, and they are in that bus examining people and helping to take care of their needs. Also, we have a panel of 7 physicians from Wilkes-Barre General Hospital that actually also donate time on the bus. So our goal is to have it at the farmer's market. People can come in, talk to the resident. Also, our goal is to take it to the high-rises, where senior citizens are on fixed incomes. And the panel of 7 physicians from Wilkes-Barre General Hospital will be on that bus. There's 3 examination rooms, so 3 doctors can see people at the same time. Okay, we can see three people at the same time with 3 physicians. So this is something we put together. The bus was $950,000. It was provided through the Pennsylvania Department of Health. Okay, and this is going to be something that we're going to be able to provide. I need it. Health care for people on fixed incomes, senior citizens, and other people, and maybe just can't go to the hospital or to the ER. So these physicians will be happy to talk to the people, try and help them with their health care issues, refer them to where they have to go, other things, so counseling and other things, those physicians will be doing. But we already started that. We were at the Plains Night Out, if you recall that, and the bus was up there. Now we're at the farmer's market. That'll continue. But that mobile
unit,
how shall I say it? It's not just a lab. It's actually a examination, okay, a bus where physicians will be actually helping people, okay? So that's going to continue, and we just started it. It's going to go right through the summer, right through the fall, and especially at the senior high-rises, okay? But thank you for bringing that up, Angel, because people don't acknowledge a good thing sometimes.
Thank you, Angel.
Tony, do you want to talk about the Trump?
We're good. He doesn't know yet, I guess. Thank you, Angel. Mr. Troy, No, Mr. Troy. Anthony Bonavina.
Anthony Bonavina, 89 St. Clair, still waiting for an answer. What are we doing with these stop signs? And what are we doing with this exit 2 now that they put the 81 signs up? You're never going to get off it. You'll never get across. What are we doing?
So we just, go ahead.
So Bill is going to send me the information he got from PennDOT in regards to the exit 2, and I will forward that to you. And as he stated, that is PennDOT.
So it is PennDOT then? Because I've gone and they said, nope, it ain't ours. That's Wilkes-Barre.
Exit 2 doesn't belong to PennDOT? Is that what they said?
The road, they're saying the road that they come down, they deliver it to the main drag. From there, it's yours.
Well, if I may, that's the problem. They're delivering it to the main drag, which is Wilkes-Barre Boulevard. It's their traffic that's coming onto Wilkes-Barre Boulevard is the reason why there should be a traffic light there. It's not the traffic on the boulevard that's causing the problem, it's the traffic that's coming off of Route 309, which is a state road, and ends at a stop sign there, and people cannot, as you're...
Yeah, you can't get across, but they put a light down at the other one. Why would you have a light to come off one way, but the other one, it's like...
We'll get that information.
I mean, there's been plenty of accidents there. There's no reason they can't put a light in.
I totally, 110% agree. We've talked about this for quite some time. We're all in agreement that there should be a light there.
So whose cage do I have to rattle? Do I got to go down and see Tim Carroll, or what do I got to do?
Well, that'd be a good place. Where our state representative, and our state representative is well aware of it, and Senator Flynn's aware of it.
Well, that's what I went. I went to Pashinsky, and he told me, no, James, it's not, it's not it's Wilkes-Barre's problem. I'm like...
If it weren't, I keep saying this, if it weren't for Route 309, we wouldn't need a traffic light there.
Right.
It's Route 309 exiting onto Wilkes-Barre Boulevard is the problem. And as you just mentioned, there's a traffic light on the other side for the other ramp coming down, but there's not one for here.
Right.
So that's the problem. They seem to feel that the stop sign is sufficient, and if you've gone that way, as you'll obviously have.
I live down there. I know.
Very difficult to make that left turn across 4 or 5 lanes of traffic and turn left.
Yeah, you're cutting across 4 lanes.
I'll send you.
And hoping for the best.
The information, and
Yep.
Jessica will send
And I
it.
have your information.
It's their response to our request.
And what about the stop sign?
The stop sign, so Charlie and I had discussed it, and I had asked him to get me some additional information. He is working on that, right? So as soon as I have that, I can get back in touch with you as well.
Okay. I mean, it's a shame you put the pole up. And
I didn't put the poll up.
a pole, that's it.
Start. Thank you, Anthony. Tom Gagatek. After hours.
Hi, I'm Tom Gagatek from Wilkes-Barre. A few issues I wrote down on the blue paper, but a lot of things were mentioned here that were mentioned in the past, but a lot of devastating things happening in our city. That flooding on Horton Street, and my God, what people are putting up on Washington Street. And this year, I misunderstood something in the beginning. Tony, when you said labeling from the traffic committee and the placement of stop sign on West Beatty and St. Clair Street, now we're still talking about it. Why was it tabled? I didn't understand that. I didn't want to mention it. But anyhow, what's happening
You want
there?
to finish? Yeah, let him finish.
She'll answer, keep going and we'll answer you. Go ahead.
Okay, but what I originally put on there, one thing that brought to my light was when I found out about those so-called safety sticks, that there's 52 in the city gets revenue from it, it's a good idea. But when I figured out where they were, I said, geez, that's like, they're painted gray, I don't even know what they are, but we're getting culprits are doing things that are wrong, making money for the city. But how's it related to safety is what I'm thinking of. It's like a venue for making money, for one thing, and maybe some people aren't aware of it, but the way they're designed, if you're walking along the side on Main Street by Boscov, there's where they are, overlooking where they have cameras and observe cars. If you're not paying attention, you'll walk right into it. They're like light gray colored. That's one issue. That's really not a problem, I imagine. But with the crime and the safety in our city, that situation we had a few days ago where there was somebody who was shot after an argument they had at a after-hours hookah bar. I didn't even know there was such a thing in this town. And how is this being regulated, and is it being regulated? And some of the things that keep coming back, issues that I mentioned and other people in the past, like, as Jessica mentioned, she's checking in, getting farther with the e-bikes. I saw in different news articles and different things about different cities are trying to initiate things. A few months back, Clark Summit was one on Main Street in Clark Summit to regulate people with the e-bikes. I mean, they're everywhere. Dangerous situation. If they hit an innocent person, pedestrian, are they covered by insurance, whatever? And there's supposed to be some kind of regulations. I forget where it was, where they're going to enact that kids 16 years old can't ride one that's under over 20 miles an hour, and over 16 years old you can ride it and it goes up to 28 miles an hour. You get hit by a machine that's going 28 miles an hour, you're going to have a lot of injuries. You know, so maybe we do need some regulations, and things should be done accordingly. And but this traffic committee that regulates and checks things in different streets where people complain to the council or whatever, or to the mayor, are they doing what they're supposed to do correctly? Do they have police backing with what they're doing, or they just use their opinions? I had a situation where I live, and Mr. Belusco checked into it and told me about it, talked to me about it, that the traffic committee reviewed it and said it's okay. I still don't see it's okay. When I sit on my porch and there's people, my grandchildren for one, going down the street, people come down the street, Monroe Street, they don't stop, they go through it. The stop sign is placed across the street. I don't know the exact regulations by what the city or the state does, where regulations should be on stop signs and such, and do not enter. But these are not placed correctly, in my opinion. How could you have a stop sign that's across the street where it should be on the corner, and a do not enter is 50 yards into the street that's marked one way? Huh? That's crazy. That's one issue. But that situation with those hookah bars, we have a lot of safety issues in the city, and there was another situation that happened about a month ago on Barney Street in Wilkes-Barre, South Wilkes-Barre, that some culprits entered a restaurant in black with hoods and stuff and beat up some people that worked or whatever. I mean, we have a lot of crime. I mean, this is nuts. This is happening in the last few years, these different things other than our real safety and sanitary situation with sewers and things. So we have a lot to look into. And I appreciate what you said before, Mr. Brooks, about that situation on Washington Street. Nobody should have to live in this city. We thought we were living in a safe and regulated city, thanks to you people and our mayor. Thank you.
Tom, the stop sign on Monroe Street, what's the corner? Monroe?
Excuse me, Walnut and Monroe.
Well, and
it's on a utility pole, and somebody straightened it out a little bit. It was bent quite a bit. Okay. But to come to the corner, and there's a one-way.
Right.
And the stop sign has a utility pole across the street from the corner, where you're supposed to be stopping here, not over there.
I got it, okay. All right, we'll look into.
Thank you.
About that, Mike? Okay.
Okay, and I'll respond as far as
That
the
e-bike
stop sign.
situation, you are going to check
I'm working
into
on
that.
that, yep.
Very dangerous.
Got it.
They're everywhere.
The stop sign on St. Clair, so that did go to traffic, and traffic determined that it was not necessary, which is why we're doing some additional work. Traffic committee, I will tell you that the police are on there, the fire department's on there, parking is on that authority, as well as some administration. So they are a good group of people for the traffic committee.
Yeah.
So they're not just, random people who don't know what they're talking about, and PennDOT does regulate stop signs.
Yeah, okay. But we did have a lot of issues brought up tonight that we didn't hear in the past, and some were repeated, but we are doing things about, and going back to safety in the city with the police departments, I just want to remember, I know I'm out of time, we lost a good member of our community with the police department. Lori Lemon Snyder died 2 months ago, 30-some-year member at the police department. She worked with you, Bill, right? I knew her for years. She's a good person. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Pat Quinn?
Council members, nice to see you again, some of you. Chairman Brooks, thanks for not calling me Patricia this time.
I'm sorry.
That's why I wrote Pat. Mayor Brown, always good to see you again. And you mentioned the medical college, and it's good to see you since our volunteer work together at the medical college. I'm here to offer something. First of all, for all you citizens, I'm from Scranton, Pennsylvania, and we have all the same problems that you're mentioning. So I sympathize with everything I've heard. I'm hoping to shed a little positive light on this meeting. E-bikes came up a couple times, and I work with the Lackawanna Heritage Valley Authority, and e-bikes have been a big problem. Dr. Reisinger, who, by the way, I'd like to wish publicly a happy birthday to.
Happy birthday, Jerry.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
And yeah, his plan is to live to be 106, like Chief Corn Planter.
All right.
But at any rate, so I found out that e-bikes are treated the way regular bicycles are treated, and you cannot receive state or federal funding for any public entities that you run if you depend on them, if you ban them. But so what we've done up in Lackawanna County, and this is where I hope to shed some positivity on the meeting, is we're doing educational meetings for parents. And we're doing educational meetings for anybody who'll show up. And of course, the numbers are small. The people don't want to come. The kids don't want to come. But they've been zipping around the Lackawanna Heritage Valley Authority Trail and zipping in and out of people. And if you're riding a bike or you're running and you have earbuds in, you can't even hear them. Dr. Jarrett almost got clipped the day before yesterday. It grazed his sleeve. And you can get wiped out pretty quickly because those things can go up to what, 30 miles an hour or something like that. So we're providing information, educational materials on etiquette, and having parental meetings. And I just suggest that it's probably a good idea. As far as the parks, as Jer went on about the parks, I was participating with him. He recruited me about 15 years ago to be an ambassador to the Haudenosaunee Nation. It was my pleasure, I think. We went to the West End Parks master plan meeting. And there's a lot of work to be done, and I've toured that with former Mayor George, and there's some beautiful area down here, and as an adopted member of the Haudenosaunee Nation, I fully believe in the beauty and in the history down here in the Wyoming Valley. We even have evidence that Hiawatha was born here, and so we can look into that. You can talk to Jerry about that. But anyway, you've got so much potential down here, and so what I like to do is come and share what we've accomplished in Lackawanna County with this council, because this has become my second home, and I'm a Scranton kid. But, I find so much pleasure in working with all of you, and I thank you for your time.
Pat, under Haudenosaunee, what's the second one?
That stands for lacrosse.
Oh, lacrosse?
Yeah. The Haudenosaunee is better known as Iroquois, and they invented the lacrosse.
A good friend of mine plays lacrosse. Actually, Jerry, we know Gawas Schindler.
Gawas is a very good friend of mine.
Wonderful. Me too. Wonderful.
Yep. Great guy.
Thank you so much for wearing that. And I see Turtle Clan also.
Turtle Clan, yes.
I see that as
Turtle
well.
Turtle Clan, yes.
Wonderful.
You're giving away Dr. Reisinger's birthday present. He's going to walk me to my car because I just had back surgery and I'm walking very slowly. So thank you all for your time. Have a blessed night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sir,
Good to see you, Mayor.
If I could
Any
ask,
questions?
How's that program working in Scranton with the e-bikes?
Oh, good. We're getting parents. We're putting brochures out there. We're getting parents to come to educate their children, because the children don't want to come, but the parents are coming to to educate their kids on trail etiquette. So, like I said, if you receive state or federal funding for anything that's any kind of public entity that's run, you can't outlaw them, but you can teach etiquette. You can, you can try it. And so what happens is we also encourage walkers that if they see somebody speed by them, to call the police, and by the time the e-bike gets to the end of the trail, there might be a cop there to cite them. As long as there's a witness.
Right.
So,
Angel, that might be something you might want to bring up at a Crime Watch meeting, and maybe we,
Maybe you should come to Crime
well, I have it in my pocket.
all right. Thank you all for your time.
Thanks for the info, though.
All right.
Thank you so much. Okay, that concludes our meeting. Any further comments from council? Mr. Mayor, Mr. Controller, are we good? All right, thank you. We'll see you all next month.
When is the next council meeting?
September
September 9th.
10th, 2 in September. Second week in
It's a combined session.
9th.
Combined session on September 9th.